Hello, Sequoia families and students. We are excited to welcome you back to a new school year. And as we prepare to reopen our school to students and to families, we want to make sure that you have all the information needed to have a safe return to school. Please make sure that you read the reopening guide for Sequoia Elementary attached in my email today. In addition, please listen to the following segments that we want to share some specific information with you. As we have prepared our reopening plan for Sequoia Elementary, we have stayed focused on 3 priorities in all decision making in preparation for our students. Number 1 priority is the safety of our students and staff. Priority number 2 is the social emotional health of our students and staff. And priority number 3 is the access to quality education and academic supports. The Sequoia Elementary Reopening Handbook was drafted, reviewed, edited, and finalized through a purposeful collaboration with Sequoia administrators, the Sequoia leadership team, and Sequoia parent reviewers. The SES Reopening Handbook is aligned with the KCS Reopening Guide.
Hey everyone, I'm Mrs. Green, the assistant principal here at Sequoia Elementary School. While the details of our daily school routine and expectations are outlined in the Sequoia Reopening Handbook, we are calling on all Sequoia families to help with the reopening of school. Parents can help by completing a temperature check of your child at home before they leave for school. In the event that a student should have a fever, parents should not administer fever-reducing medication and not send the student to school. Parents are encouraged to plan for early morning routines that allow for sufficient time to drop off their students, temperature check, and calmly walk to classrooms. Please keep in mind that the car drop-off area is significantly busier at 7:30 than it is at 7:20 in the mornings. Parents may send extra masks to school with your child in case a mask is lost, misplaced, or dirty. Please make sure that you label your child's masks. Support and encourage your child and their teachers as we learn and implement new health and safety routines. With that, please teach your child how to properly wash their hands and mask wearing. Maintain open communication with your child's teachers regarding academics and social emotional health. And lastly, stay positive, be flexible as we partner together to support our students.
So the most common question I've received in the last week or so is related to the virtual school option. Every Sequoia student and Knox County student has the option to do virtual school or in-person school. The question is, if I choose virtual, will my student have a Sequoia virtual teacher or a Quest virtual teacher? The answer to that question is, it depends, which is not an answer that we like often, but let me explain why it depends. The funding for teaching positions is allocated at the state level. The state funding is called BEP, Basic Education Programming Funding, and the state allocates money based on enrollment for each school district. So Knox County receives funding for teacher salaries from the state level. Then, based on the enrollment for each school, Knox County allocates full-time equivalent positions to each school. The ratios that the state sets to maintain for teachers to students for kindergarten through 3rd grade is 1 to 20, teacher to student, and then for 4th and 5th grade is 1 to 25, teacher to student ratio. It is an expectation that Knox County and Sequoia Elementary maintain those state-required ratios. Because the state is not funding additional positions and sending money to Knox County to increase position funding, Knox County leaders have created a way for us to still offer the virtual learning option for families, even if we can't fund additional positions at each individual school. So, for example, let's use first grade as an example. Right now, I have 5 first grade classrooms at Sequoia. I need to maintain, per state expectations, a 1-to-20 ratio in those classes. If only 5 students in first grade at Sequoia sign up to do virtual teaching, that means that 5 students come out of my total enrollment for first grade at Sequoia. In order for me to pull a first grade Sequoia teacher to teach that virtual class, I would have to ensure that the remaining 4 classes are within the ratio of 1-to-20. If I cannot maintain that ratio, then I cannot pull a first grade teacher. That is where those students would then fall under the Quest Virtual School, which is a Knox County virtual school headed and led by a Knox County principal and assistant principal. They would follow their own schedule and fall under the umbrella for the Quest school. If I'm able to pull a Sequoia virtual teacher for our students who choose the virtual option, which I would love to be able to do, and maintain those ratios, that information would come out after Wednesday. That decision is based on the total number of students and families who sign up for the virtual school option. So my answer is it depends, because the number of students who sign up will depend on where our ratios stand on Thursday after the closing of the virtual school survey. So that's the answer, and if you need clarification around that, I encourage you please to use the Google form to submit a question for clarification, and then I'll be sharing that information with families in an FAQ later this week. Thank you.